I have always despised news programming. News, cliched, hoary, stupid, mindless news. The usual stuff, the Ted Baxter news, the Ron Burgundy news, these corny, anachronistic, absolutely pathetic reenactments of not news, but propaganda, staying within the lane, never being controversial, never being conspiratorial, and never being, interesting, relevant. I will explain that to you in great detail. I will go through it at levels you never thought even humanly possible. But first, I must ask you to, of course, like this video. I know this is a prefatory statement. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Please hit that little bell so you're notified of trending, live videos and new videos and that sort of thing. And please, we always mention our great sponsor, MyPillow.com. They've been terrific. They've been with us, and we thank them, and they're wonderful. And when it comes to devices and the accoutrement of slumber, there is simply nothing like this great, great company with their great, great products. And if you use promo code Lionel, only promo code, you get a free gift. That's right. A free gift as opposed to a gift that you pay for, which makes no sense. So it's promo code Lionel, mypillow.com, for pillows, the slippers. I can't say enough about that. They're selling these like you can't believe. And sheets and duvets and blankets and spreads, and they're wonderful. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Forgive me as I keep rubbing my nose. I had some little spicy, a little chili with some spice, and my nose is running. So please forgive me. But I'm not going to stop and start over again just so that I can dab my nostrils. Now, I don't know when news got to be stupid. But there are three people in my life that I have always considered to be almost heroes of sorts. Believe it or not. Heroes. And they're not real. One, of course, is Howard Beale. Howard Beale is that guy that everybody wants to be on TV. Everybody wants to be, listen to me, I'm mad as hell. This voice of truth. Everybody wants to be it, but can't. They won't be allowed. Barney Fife. Barney Fife, I thought, was the most important, critical persona because it presaged RoboCop and the demented psycho rogue cop, if you will. But it also did something else which is important. It also said, and it also showed that you could see kind of where things were going, where it was headed. But number one, Ted Baxter. Ted Baxter was so important because Ted Baxter came about 10 years prior to, I don't hold me to it, prior to the retirement of Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite was at the height, not height, but the height of his game at the time, and nobody ever thought of making fun of an anchor because they were considered to be godlike. John Cameron Swayze and Murrow and Robert Trout and Richard C. Hudlett and Douglas Edwards and Eric Sevareid. You go down the list. These people, each of them were exemplars of gravitas, the likes of which nobody ever saw before, and they were incredible. And if you watch the break-in, if you will, when they broke in during the assassination of JFK that day, it was incredible. And they had sets that were plywood and wood paneling and cigarettes and rolled up T-shirts. And the delivery was so perfect, so poetic, so great, so wonderful. I loved it. And we don't see that today. We don't see it. We don't recognize it today. It doesn't exist. And I don't know why. Because now it's cliched, breaking news, developing story. It's schmaltz. It's distortion. It's fear. It's never wanting to be conspiratorial, never giving you the facts. They're repeaters, not reporters. Let me say that again. Let me repeat that. They're repeaters. They repeat what the government says. They repeat what the president says. They repeat. They don't report anything. They don't delve into it. In New York, whatever the event was, whether it was from John Lennon to 9/11 to anything, you never heard anyone really say, is this all there is, to quote Peggy Lee? Is there anything more to this story? Is there anything about the story as evinced that might not necessarily make sense, that might not be spot on? Is there anything about this story that we can go further? When it came to 9/11 in particular, the level of stories, the depth, how it impacted, it would have been, you could have spent the rest of eternity breaking them down. But no, they stuck. It could have been eyewitness news from Des Moines with just a New York flavor. Something happens. It becomes homogenized. It becomes corny. It becomes, I don't know what the word is. I don't know what happens. Can't explain it. People who have never really, who weren't raised in the John Cameron Swayze world, all of a sudden will stand there with their microphone and they'll start nodding before they throw it to them. And now live at the explosion site is, Fox 5, and they start nodding. Oh, that's right, Dave. And they take on this Ted Baxter affectation. They don't even realize it. They don't. I don't understand it. And right now, when they are at risk of losing everything, when citizen, civilian, alternative, and foreign news platforms seek to rewrite, recapitulate, recapture, reframe, readdress, represent everything, when you've got people reporting with a cell phone camera from their bedroom doing a better job, you would think instead of these people getting better and bolder and less cliche, no, they're doubling down. That's the part I don't understand. And I will never understand it. I will never grasp that. I will never see how and why they do that. But let me tell you something. And let me just warn you. Not you, but to those individuals. It's over. What you're seeing now, what you're seeing in terms of two things. People who are able to just take to a camera, give their own particular twist and turn and spin, and allowing immediate feedback from the audience as you're able to feedback immediately, whether in live stream or not. Because in regular TV and regular network program, they don't give a damn about you. They wait until the overnights maybe or something, but that's it. I mean, they could not care less about you, and they also believe that they're somehow stars. I've seen this firsthand. I know what I'm talking about. They think they're Rula Lenska. Listen to me. I'm dating myself. They think they're famous or sexy or hot, of course, as they're spackled and Botoxed and made up and airbrushed, and they're cliched and corny. They actually still have weather on local news Weather. Who in the hell waits for the weather at 6 o'clock? I've got nothing but weather. It's old. It's hoary. It's concretized. It's historic. I mean, it's just people sitting on the couch. We're going to bring you the news at 6 o'clock. Do you realize we have been immersed all day? We have alerts to every little thing that happens. So detached are these people. So untethered. They still think it's 1953. In fact, when you watch local news in particular, this is a 70-year-old format that hasn't changed. 70 years. This is from the 50s. Look at what they're doing. News, sports, weather. The weather guy normally used to be the kind of roly-poly, kind of a jokester or whatever it is. The sports guy. Watch Mary Tyler Moore, WJN News. By the way, what KRP was the perfect radio station. That was it. So let me just say something. Rest in peace. Local, conventional, archaic, prototypical, archetypal news program. Rest in peace. Thanks for what you did, but it's over. It's done. And you never caught on. You just figured, nah, this is just a fad. Nah, it's like radio friends of mine. That's just podcasting. They're not professionals. They're actually arguing, the radio folks, whether there should be AM radio in new cars. AM radio. What's wrong with shortwave? What about that? How about a crystal set? Maybe we can have a baby monitor, too. Every form of communication that is equally as archaic and outmoded in any event. Like what you see. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And don't forget, for great slumberware and sleep kit and sleep equipment, remember, mypillow.com. Put in promo code Lionel and get a free gift. And comment as you see fit.